Hey, this is Aaron with ABTX Outdoors. I'm here at La Perla Ranch in South Texas, about 30 minutes outside of Laredo, Texas. Back in my native brush country where I was born and raised. I was actually born and raised about 60 miles from this location. Lived here in this brush country for a good 18 years until I went off to college. So back at La Perla, which if you haven't seen La Perla Ranch, I'm here to do a YouTube challenge for the La Perla Challenge. And last year I was able to film with Blair and Wes. They took me around the ranch and gave me an interview and talked about what kind of animals they have here at La Perla Ranch and the hunting. So go back and take a look at that video. You might learn something, you might end up planning a hunt here as well. But the big thing this year, we've gotten a lot of rain in South Texas. And I'm at the 1,000-yard range right now, and there is water in these little stock ponds where there was not last year. It was completely a drought and dried up. So everything is nice and green here. It's amazing. I know they do a lot of dove hunts here, which their fields are ready and primed for dove hunts. It's probably one of the most premier dove hunts you can get. I would encourage you to take a look at that and reach out to La Perla Ranch. But again, I'm here at the range. This is segment 2 of the 6.5 PRC versus the 7 PRC calibers. Different rifles, I would say semi-custom in a way. The first video you watched, I was shooting my 6.5 PRC Havoc, Seekins Havoc rifle suppressed, shorter barrel. We learned using the Husqvarna optic, and that's what these videos are about, is a dial-to turret. So stick around and I'll show you what gun I'm going to be shooting today, which is the 7 PRC, and we'll get into it. All right, I'm here at La Perla Ranch at their 1,000-yard gun range. It is windy, 100 degrees. We got a straight headwind of 12 plus miles an hour. That's pushing the bullets off to the right a little bit. But I want to show you again, in video 1 you got to see it, but in this part 2, this is the best of the West Altapo rifle in 7 PRC. I have my Banish 30 on it. The cover, it's so windy, the cover has blown back because we got a direct headwind. And this is the Husqvarna optic, 20 power, dial to turret, turret dialing reticle. All you do is simply dial to the yardage the animal's at and pull the trigger. So this video is all about, can you make ethical hits with this kind of a system? No, it's probably not as precise as a quarter MOA or a mil dot system scope like a Night Force or a Vortec, but will it work as a hunting application? Will it hit a kill zone of a white-tailed deer or a pig or a larger animal? That's what we're here to test out, right? The advantages of this scope, it's quick. You don't need anyone else to help rely on it. Once you know what the yardage is, you simply just dial to that yard. There's no looking at a cut sheet of paper. There's no looking at a kestrel. It's just easy. You know, when that big whitetail or trophy buck comes out for you at 300 yards, you got the jitters. All you do is put on 300 and pull the trigger. So that's what we're testing out today. Again, these rifles with this calibration are sighted in at 200 yards. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start at 200 yards and we're going to run this all the way out to an ethical condition. On the last video, the Seekins topped out around 700-800 yards. Let's see what this 7 PRC can do for us today. Yes, and one caveat, with the setup that I have, I am using my AccuTac ELR bipod instead of just my little Atlas. I typically would have my Atlas bipod on there in a hunting situation, but I already had it on there. I'm just using it, so maybe it'll give you a little bit more stability. But you saw the last video at a 6.5 PRC using a mag pull. That has a lot of movement to it. I shot just as well. All right, let's get to 200 yards. Ooh, I'm gonna be blown away here. All right, windy, windy. Again, 7 PRC, white box, match ammo, 180 grain. This is probably one of my favorite hunting rifles, 7 PRC. It just is a stone dead killer. I would love to actually build another 7 PRC in a different configuration. But again, we're here to test out this Husqvarna optic and if it's the right fit for you. We're gonna start at 200 yards. Yards. Ooh, the wind is moving the plate all around. Wait till it gets back to... There it is. Big difference between the 6.5 PRC and the 7 PRC when it comes to smacking steel. Woo! Now, I was having a little hard boat lift on that Havoc on the other video. Might need to be cleaned, but for those Seekins shooters out there, you know their actions are fantastic. But this Best of the West rifle is just buttery smooth. What an action. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take it out to 300 yards, dial and aim. Let me adjust the other camera. All right, 300 yards. I'm gonna go ahead and dial it to 3. I see my other impacts. I'm gonna hold dead center on those impacts and see if we can just stack a group. You know what, I'm gonna go for a fresh dot, the bottom dot. That hit a little high, and I was afraid it was. And let me explain why. All right, so on these Husqvarna optics, it's a dial to yard turret, but I felt like I went one click too far past the 300. And when I shot, I was high. So again, probably best come back down to the 0 stop and go back and do that to the 300. Actually clicked one more. But see how that looks like it's on 300? That's one of the things that I probably don't like about this configuration. It's very easy to know, and that's tight, if you're on 300 or not. So let's go ahead and reshoot that, because I felt like I came up just a smidge on that. So let me activate the other camera. We'll shoot it again. All right, 300 yards, take 2. I hit low. No, I'm sorry, I hit high because I felt like I dealt, when I was dialing, I came up one click too much, which is sometimes unfortunately easy to do on these scopes. Same hold. Did I dial it right back to what I had? I don't know. That's the frustrating part about it, but we're gonna see. 300 yards, bottom dot. I did. I dialed it right back to the same. Now, the question is that a kill shot of a deer at 300 yards? It would be a high shoulder. If I was aiming at the heart region, it'd be a high shoulder kill shot. But that is interesting how much play is in there. And then I'll show you again. Again, this is one of my favorite guns. I'm not trying to talk any trash about it because I actually love this gun, and I've shot pigs out well past 700 yards with it. But again, let's just look at how much jiggle we have in this. So come back down to the 0 stop, which is right there, because that's technically around my 100 yard 0, even though it's sighted in at 200. go to 300, but is that 300? Or is that 300? Or has my my zero been, sorry for the movement there, or has my zero been knocked off since it's been in the closet for the last 4 years? I don't know where I hit on the 200-yard target, so simply I could be hitting high just because I need to readjust the zero. So let's just give it its fair chance, and if it keeps grouping like that all the way out, then we know I just need to readjust my zero and it would be good. Next target, 400 yards. All right, we're about to stretch it out to 400 yards. Wind still gusty. Gonna go ahead and dial 400. That looks like it's right on the 400. I wish this would tighten up. I've tried tightening up that screw and it doesn't do anything. That was one of the only complaints I had about this rifle. But we got a round gong at 400 yards. I see my impacts from the 6.5 PRC. Gonna hold dead center of it and let her rip. Impact. Now again, I don't know where I'm hitting because even with this Accutech bipod, I'm still getting muzzle jump. It's a hunting rifle, it's a lightweight rifle. It doesn't necessarily kick bad as a 7 PRC, and I know some people are a little sensitive to recoil, but the 7 PRC does not kick, in my opinion, especially when you have a brake on it or shoot it with suppress, which I'm doing. It just pushes you and that's it. I mean, I could shoot this all day long, but I'll have to go back to the video when I'm editing so you'll see it at the same time I'm seeing it, but let's go ahead and push out to 500 yards. All right, 500 yards. I have a feeling that I probably should have zeroed this rifle before doing this video because I feel like everything's hitting high, but if it continues to hit high, we know that it's on. So I'm gonna go ahead and dial it now to the 500 yards. Stop it there. Feels about right. All right, I got 3 impacts on that plate, all favoring around the bottom and right below the middle dot. I think we'll be able to see impacts on this pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and aim for the middle dot again. And we're gonna let it fly. See if it still trends. If it still trends high. Holding the left edge of the plate with a little bit of wind. With a little bit of wind, a lot of wind. All right, here we go. Whoo! That shot really low. Really low. Let's check. Let's shoot another one. Man, that didn't even come close. Wow. You know, hate to say it, but I think there might be something wrong with this scope. I pulled this gun out this morning after our La Perla long range challenge just to shoot for fun, and it was off. Terribly off. So I came here to the range after that, shot it, make sure it was hitting plates at 200 yards. Somehow I went past the zero turn stop. So I was a complete revolution off. So I don't know what's going on with that. But now at 500 yards, I'm so low where I was trending high on the other ones. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I want to go ahead and dial this back. Let me turn this other camera off. Hold on. All right, I just did a hose spill and forgot to hit record on this camera, so I'll probably play the video of the first impact, but I figured out my problem. I was aiming at the wrong target. I was shooting not the 500-yard target, I was aiming at the 800-yard target. No wonder it was so low. Man, I was bad-mouthing this gun, thinking that the scope was ruined or something broke, and just, you know, I was having issues with it earlier. That's only because my zero stop wasn't set and I had dialed a full revolution down. Got that fixed. So I was really just confused on what was going on. Just thought I was recording, shot at 500 yards. It's hitting consecutively the same impact, a little high, like it's been doing at all the targets. It's on, all right? I should have maybe tried to group it at 200 yards and readjust to zero, so that way during this YouTube video it makes more sense of trying to hit vitals at distance with these dialed to turret reticles, but I don't have time to do that. So you just have to understand, YouTube and the watchers, that if it's consistently hitting the same elevation at distance and it's always consistently the same, it's on, right? So we're gonna reshoot the 500-yard target. Got a new box of ammo. Let me shoot it again so that way you guys can see. The impact that I was holding, or the shot last time, was the left edge of the middle dot. You can see the impact. I'm gonna hold exactly the same. All right, we're good. Let's push it out and continue our test to 600 yards. All right, 600, I think it's 612 yards, or right at 600, somewhere in there. So I'm gonna go dial to 6. This target is an IPSC. I'm gonna hold left edge, center dot. Miss on me. I don't know if it was off the left edge. Let me center up on it, because I'm really shooting directly into the wind. Again, I can't see my impacts quick enough because it hopped. I just needed to center up on it. Just to double check it, let's do it one more time and repeat it. 600 yards. All right. Let's go ahead and push this 7 PRC to 7 and 800 yards. I just needed to center up on it. Just a double. All right. All right, 700 yards. Is this killing animals at 700 yards? Don't want to use a shot. I've already, shell I just shot. Let's go ahead. All right, 700 yards. Ooh, it's windy, windy, windy. Hopefully y'all can hear me when I'm getting this on. Big rectangle to the left, center dot. High right corner, continuously being just that much high. Send a second round. wish I could see the impacts. We'll be able to see them on the other camera. Let's push out to 800. All right, 800 with the 7 PRC. Probably getting this gun to about as hot as I want to get it, but I want to run this course on this video. 800 yards. Middle dot. All right, I believe that went high. Again, trending with the same height that I've been shooting at distance. That's going to be higher. I'm going to come down 2 clicks and re-engage. Didn't see it. So in a windy condition like this, and my barrels probably needs to cool down, probably stopping right around where this scope and system stopped with the 6.5 PRC. Even though I know it can do 1,000. There it is. All right, we're gonna go ahead and push all the way to 1,000 yards. I'm gonna give this gun just a little bit of time to cool. We're gonna shoot it at 1,000 yards and see what happens. All right, just shot this all the way out to 800 yards. Windy conditions. Probably would never attempt to shoot anything past 400 yards on a windy day like this. Just wouldn't be probably ethical with any system. But we're going to go ahead and show the capabilities of the 7 PRC. Push it out to 1,000 yards. It's actually 1,031 yards. So I'm going to come up a little bit. This gun is already favoring a tad high, but we're going to be shooting. There's 3 hanging plates at 1,000. The middle has been shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and aim at the left hanging plate, the left dot, and we're going to engage that. Let's roll. Let's do it again. Love the flight time of this. Something else. Thousand yards, plinking all day long. The elevation's worked itself out. All right, looked like that one drifted over into the middle plate. Wind at 1,000 yards in these conditions is brutal. So let me go ahead and just hold a little bit more off the left edge plate and continue that grouping. This action is so buttery smooth. Let's give it one more. Same hold. All right, that sums up the 2-part series of a 6.5 PRC versus a 7 PRC Best of the West rifle versus a Seekins Havoc. And there we go. Using the Banish 30 suppressor on both of them. Just got through, this is episode 2, just got through filming the 7 PRC. Ringing still at 1,000 yards. Looked like it was grouping pretty good in consideration that this wind is out of control. 12, 15 sustained winds with gusts. Crazy windy today, but how cool is it to be out here on La Perla Ranch, which is a fantastic hunting place to come. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. But shooting these hunting rifles at their range just to see how these Husky-Mall optics work on a hunting rig. I know there's probably going to be mixed reviews in the comments. Probably not the best day to really run these all the way out past 500 yards or any system, but hopefully you got to see, is there an advantage with a dial to turret reticle with yardage already on it, where there's just a deer at 600 yards, you dial it to 600 and pull the trigger, or do you prefer using mills in the Kestrel or a ballistics app or MOA with a Kestrel or a ballistics app? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Again, wish it was a better condition day to be shooting these, to give these guns what they really truly deserve. I know this 7 PRC, I've hit confirmed hits out to 1,400 yards with it. I know it's a shooter, even though I must have made a mistake earlier when I put this gun up a few years ago where I rotated it somehow through the zero stop and had to readjust it. So got that fixed. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you, La Perla Ranch, for having me come out and shoot not only the challenge, but to make this content here at the 1,000 yard range here at La Perla Ranch. Thank you so much. Have a good day.